Oh, hello, everybody. It's the waitingfornextyear.com podcast. I'm your host, Craig Lindell, and tonight I have a guest. I will be talking to Sports Yelling. You might know her from Twitter, and all completely and totally by accident. It's like 3 years to the day of the first time I ever talked to her, so it's like an anniversary of sorts, but it was totally accidental, I promise. It must be, with baseball in the air. It must just work like that. So anyway, I will be talking about the Cleveland Indians, and we'll talk about some other stuff too. But before we get there, I want to tell you about Patreon. We have supporters. We have people who pay a little bit of money for some extra special access to us and the different things that we do at Waiting for Next Year. We're trying to do better things every single day. We have a 15% coupon code for GV Art and their lovely, lovely t-shirt designs. Only available to people who support us on Patreon. So you can check that out at patreon.com/WFNY. That's patreon.com/WFNY. patreon.com/WFNY. And now, with some Indians talk, here's Sports Yelling.
Waiting for next year. Waiting for next year.
And who'd have thought it's our anniversary? Hi, Sports Yelling.
Happy anniversary. How's it going?
I was telling my wife about it. She's like, I don't know. Should I be worried? This sounds serious.
It's our 3-year anniversary of our first podcast. The only reason I know that is because of Time Hop. I am not a stalker.
Yeah, seriously. I never would have remembered either. But then when I was logged on to Skype, I could see, other than our live and in person, including that one, I think this will be our 5th or 6th podcast together.
I can't believe we've done that. I can't believe you have allowed me to be on this show that many times.
It's fun. People like you. And whenever the Indians are playing, it seems like a good thing to do.
That's accurate. That's very accurate.
And I've dragged you into conversations about pop stars and rock concerts and all kinds of things. So
yes, I can't wait to hear what pop star you're going to see this summer.
Well, yes. So before we get there, I had some topical news items that were kind of blowing my mind before we dialed the phone. So first of all, do you eat at Subway?
No, I don't.
Like never ever?
I mean, I have before in my life, but I wouldn't say it's something I seek out.
Okay. Well, it became a staple part of my diet, when I was actually on a diet.
Sure.
And I still have all these fond memories. And now the very sandwich that I have used hundreds of times to predictably intake calories.
Sure.
Is apparently only 53.6% chicken.
What is the rest of it?
Soy.
Well, I mean, that explains why it's so low cal.
I guess, but Subway oven roasted chicken sandwich being only 53.6% chicken, according to some Canadian news source, is mind blowing.
That's very gross. What's
the bread made out of?
Right. If they're lying about what's in your meat, what is in everything else? What's in the ham? Oh no.
Well, I think I'm hoping it's just limited to chicken.
That's very hopeful.
So they looked at all the fast food places, and most of them were at least in the 80s and 90s. Obviously a lot of them would have some filler and whatnot, but
that's unnerving. I think it explains why they don't cut their own meat in-house.
Yeah. Although I wonder if it's limited to the chicken, where they're kind of breaking it down and reforming it.
You're being very optimistic. This is a full conspiracy now. Every meat has something else in it.
Probably, but I mean, at the same time, I know when I order an oven roasted chicken breast that chicken breasts don't actually look like that.
True.
It's this perfect. They're all predictably shaped. They might as well be, built in a mold like a McRib.
The McRib is also very unnerving. Have you eaten one of those?
Not in a couple of years, but yes, I have, and I do think they're tasty. But I wouldn't I'm not really married to the fact that it has to be meat.
That's fair. As long as you're going into it this is not real meat, then this is not a real rib, then I think you're in the right mindset.
I mean, I don't have to pretend to be too fancy, do I?
No, you eat your McRib with your pinkies up.
Are you so no Subway, but you do the McRib and
no, I don't eat the McRib either. I just wondered if you did.
Do you do any fast food?
Yeah, I do. I don't. This is making me sound very prissy. I don't know why I don't eat Subway. There's not really one close to me, so I don't eat it.
Well, I've converted. I'm more of a Chipotle guy now, especially once I found out the salad bowl thing. I can eat healthy that way.
Yeah, that's fair. I love a good Chipotle. I will have the occasional Wendy's.
Wendy's is my wife's first choice if she has to choose one.
Wendy's is delicious. I mean, Chipotle is like more of a thing that I feel less guilty about eating, but Wendy's is like, if I'm going to get a sloppy burger, that's where I'm going.
The only thing that bugs me about Chipotle is when they always like feel the need to inform me that there's an upcharge for guacamole. I'm like, just don't tell me what it is. Just charge me, and I'll feel better about it.
You let me live my life judgment free, and I'll put as much guacamole on there as I want.
Basically,
yeah. I'm on board with that.
Get out of my head, Chipotle workers.
I know it's an extra. You don't need to keep telling me.
But I'm sure there's somebody who complains. And the last time I went, this was a first for me. So the lady behind me, I ordered my whole thing and I paid for it. And then the lady behind me, she heard they said how much it was, and she didn't say anything. She just turned around and walked out. They were like, "Miss," and she just kept walking. Like, didn't acknowledge, pretended like nobody was speaking to her.
What? That's
and it
so
was like,
weird.
It was like $8 or whatever, so maybe she couldn't afford it. Maybe she was trying to save herself the embarrassment or something, but like, she just didn't say anything at all.
She just left it.
Yeah.
What do you do with that bowl of Chipotle after that, or like the burrito or whatever?
I would hope
do they have to throw it away, or is somebody eating it?
If I'm an employee, I'm offering to eat it. I don't know if I'm allowed though.
Yeah, it just seems like a food waste. I'm on board with somebody eating it. And
I'm not real like I'm not a germ person or anything else. Like, I wouldn't necessarily eat off the top of trash, but like I just don't really care. Like I was having this conversation with somebody about hotel comforters and bed bugs, and obviously bed bugs are bad. I wouldn't just like sleep in any bed with bed bugs, but like they're talking about, oh, you know, they don't clean the comforters? I can't believe I would never. And I'm like, whatever. I walk on the carpet. What am I?
Yeah, it's in the same family. I love that you preface this conversation by saying, I wouldn't eat on top of the trash, but like that was your preface.
Well, it just seems to me at a certain point, like you're being a little bit precious. We're humans who've survived, you know, X number of diseases and you know, we're at the top of the food chain, and it's never been more comfortable to live anywhere in the history of time.
True.
Just calm down. You know, a little Lysol.
I agree with that.
All right.
I agree with that 100%.
Yes. All right. So that went kind of long. The other story that kind of struck me, and I wanted your opinion on, is that Americans have fewer TVs than they did in 2009. The average is down to 2.3 televisions per household, compared to 2.6, which doesn't sound like a huge drop, but the number of households without TVs altogether is greater than it's ever been as well. What?
Okay, well,
I assume that just means iPads, but
yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like maybe they're watching TV on other devices, like on their laptop or on their iPad or Kindle or whatever, and that's fine. I do not trust a person who just doesn't watch TV.
Yeah, well, and I don't think that's actually the case. Like, even the people who say they don't watch TV are spending hours watching YouTube.
Yeah. They need to watch some sort of video. I met a person in college who was like, oh, no, I don't watch TV. And I never trusted that person again.
Were they into books?
Yeah, they just read all the time, which is, like, very admirable and, like, very academic. And that's great. But, like, I'm never going to be on that level, so I can't relate, I guess.
Well, and you know what's interesting is that you kind of put them up on a level.
Yeah.
But you don't really need to. Like, who cares?
True. I mean, they're reading books. I'm spending 2 hours watching RuPaul's Drag Race. We all have stuff.
We all have things.
We all have things we like. Do you have more than 2.3 TVs or less?
So technically, at this point, I have 3 televisions, but one is like just a leftover because we replaced one. Mm-hmm. So really, we only have 2. And it's an extravagance because I have an extra DirecTV box so that we can do 2 NFL games at once when the Colts and Browns are playing at the same time. But we totally could get by with just 1 today.
Yeah. We have 2, but only 1 is set up. So
and that's my situation too. The other one connects to like Netflix and stuff, but even then, like when I'm on the treadmill or on my exercise bike, I just use an iPad. Yeah.
I was like doing stuff in the kitchen before this, and I was watching stuff on an iPad, so I'm on board.
And it's my kids. Like on Saturday mornings, my youngest is 4, and he gets mad if I try and put his cartoons on the big TV in the family room. He would rather grab the iPad and just like curl up in a corner of the couch by himself.
He doesn't want to be around people. I respect that. I respect that a lot. Yeah.
But if you think about it, like compared to the way we were raised, I don't even think you and I are the exact same generation, but close enough. We had TVs in multiple rooms that we couldn't lift easily.
Correct. Yeah, it was a whole ordeal.
Yeah. So I'm surprised by that one, but I think you're right. I think people are watching more video content than ever before.
Yeah, just on different devices.
Do you ever watch video on your phone?
Yeah, rarely, but I'll watch YouTube videos on my phone.
Highlight clips.
Yeah, or just garbage, But I don't watch like full length like Netflix shows or anything. My husband does sometimes. I have an iPad. I don't know why he doesn't just use that. He would like to look at a very tiny screen instead.
It's convenience.
Yeah, I think it is. Sometimes if I have the TV and he's really into a different show that we're not watching together, he will just watch it on his phone.
Well, and it's an extra level of security too, because last week, like right about this time, it's just after 9 when we're talking. About this time, my wife and I were watching an episode of Black Mirror, not the episode of Black Mirror that everybody talks about. I'm saying that so that I don't ruin it for anybody who might not have seen it yet, but that show is like really, really kind of racy and violent. Depends on the episode, but it covers the gamut of like unkid friendly stuff. And one of my kids kind of like snuck up behind us out of bed, like while we were watching. I think it was guns. Somebody was getting shot in the head or something. Like I would have been better off on an iPad. You wouldn't have been able to sneak up on me.
Yeah, that's a very good point. It's a good like parental controls almost by having it on a smaller screen.
All right. Well, I buried the lead long enough with my news stories. Let's talk about the Indians.
Let's talk about the Indians. Are you excited?
Oh, I'm ridiculously excited. But where were you when you found out that they got Edwin Encarnacion?
Weirdly enough, I was at Joann Fabrics with my husband. I don't even remember what we were getting. It was something stupid.
And we'll run to Home Depot if we have time.
Yeah. Date night. Yeah. And then we came home and, my in-laws were watching the baby and we got to tell them that we got Edwin and they were so excited. It's like telling somebody that Santa is actually real. And like you get to see their reaction. It was really exciting. Like I couldn't believe that it actually happened because I thought how we've had these seasons before where they're like talking about one big player the entire off season and you're like getting your hopes up and then it just doesn't happen. They go somewhere else for more money. This is the first year that it's been like, oh, they actually did this and they actually wanted to come here and life is good. It's a very weird like table turn.
Yeah, and I don't know how far you go back, but it was like not just free agency. It was every trade deadline too. The Indians were close to getting Randy Johnson or Curt Schilling or all these different things, and they seemed to just miss.
Yes. Well, I don't think that I remember a lot of those things. To be fair,
are you calling me old?
I'm not calling you old.
Did you just call me old?
I'm calling myself forgetful.
All right, fine.
But it's nice that we don't have to like court somebody anymore. Like we don't have to have Jim Tressel on a Jumbotron begging Nick Swisher to come here. People legitimately want to come here.
Oh, the embarrassment of the Mark Shapiro era. The
desperation is gone, which is really nice. I like that it's not a desperate plight. People actually are like interested in coming to play for us, which I guess is what happened when you go to the World Series.
Do you blame Mark Shapiro like I do for everything?
No, I think I'm an apologist.
Oh no.
I don't like.
And I'm a hater, so.
Yeah, that's fair. I try not to think about him too much. But
You're just like a Blue Jays fan.
Yeah. Very true. But when he was here, I was like, no, I think he's doing fine. This is fine. It's the Dolan's fault, which, in hindsight, clearly we got rid of him and things turned around. So
I'm irrational in my, like, he probably, ran a good process and everything else, but I'm irrational in my blame for Mark Shapiro just because it got so stale,
Yeah.
It just got so stale. And everybody at Waiting for Next Year kind of laughs at me because he is the one who helped bring Francona here, which is obviously a big part of everything that's gone well, but like, much like the way I take Brown's things that I don't like and I assign them to Mike Holmgren directly. Like I take Indians things that I don't like and I assign them directly to Mark Shapiro.
I can't argue with that. That seems fair. That seems fine. I just always, I don't know what it is about my personality that it's just like, oh, he couldn't help it. It was, and then I just try to blame a different person.
Yeah.
But I don't know why I do that. It's just a thing.
Well, I'm super excited, obviously excited about Encarnacion, but then I was remembering that, oh yeah, we barely got to know Andrew Miller before the playoffs. Now we get an entire season of him. Are
you just holding your breath for all of the World Baseball Classic, though? I am lighting a
World
candle.
Baseball Classic?
What do you mean? What?
I'm not thinking about it.
You're just not going to think about it? That works.
It's not happening.
I hope not. I'm just going to light a candle. Like, you know how people make those LeBron, Catholic candles that look like LeBron in the middle? We should get an Andrew Miller one.
They sell them at Acme in Akron.
What is happening? Okay, sorry. Yeah,
What's happening?
Well, something came up and was making music, and I thought that could go over Skype also.
Oh, no. Okay.
Okay, well, that's great. I'm glad it didn't. Yeah, I am very nervous for Andrew Miller.
Is there some saint, like a statue that you can bear in your backyard to keep him safe? Like if you're trying to sell a house?
So. Yeah, like you put St. Francis outside.
Is that who it is?
That's for animals. I don't know.
There's one that you bury in your yard if you want to sell your house. Maybe that would work for
St.
Indians
Francis.
relievers too.
I hope that would work.
No, I don't even remember all who's playing in the baseball classic, but
Andrew Miller was the only one of note that I remember. Is Carlos Santana doing it again this year? He did it 4 years ago.
Yeah, and after that giant, what I would term a breakout season, that's kind of concerning. But the whole league is playing.
A lot of them are. Edwin Encarnacion, I heard in one of the spring training games, he was asked to do it, and he said no because he wanted to get used to his new team, which I thought was good.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, I thought that showed a commitment to the Indians that is admirable.
All right, so I also have to bring you in on the Waiting for Next Year behind-the-scenes debate. Are you Team Abraham Almonte, or are you not on Team Abraham Almonte?
If I'm not on Team Abraham Almonte, is there another option? Like, is there an alternate person? Are we putting are two people being pitted against each other, or it's just Abraham Almonte or no one?
It's just an up or down vote on Abe.
On him as a person.
A person / player.
I think that my vote completely depends on Michael Brantley. Like, if Michael's here and ready to go, then
that sounds like a no vote for Team Abe.
I liked him when he was here, but I'm not gonna I guess it's a down vote. I'm fine with him existing if Michael Brantley is still hurt. I have the most neutral reaction to Abraham Almonte, I guess.
See, and I like him, and there are some others at Waiting for Next Year who like him, and I think I like him better than Naquin. I think he's a valuable piece even on a playoff team.
I can't, because it was so long ago, like we had him at the beginning of last season, and so much has happened since then, I can't remember Abraham Almonte's defense. Yeah,
well, and he's kind of, here's the thing, he's kind of fast, but he's also kind of fat, and I just kind of like him.
When you started saying fast, I thought you were starting with fat, so I'm glad that you ended with fat.
I started with a positive.
That's good. I think I would like to see how Tyler Naquin does with fastballs, since those inexplicably gave him a hard time last year. And I would like to see where he is with his defense before I make because I feel like those are the either or in this situation.
And I've not given up on Naquin. There's so many people who
not
have.
At all. That's silly.
But those are the same people who probably gave up on Chisenhall too.
Yeah, and 4 years later we showed them all. Right? It took a while, but he's here, and I'm pleased with his existence.
So are you happy that you're going to get to go to a lot more games that are very, very populated, or are you annoyed at Fairweather fans showing up when they didn't used to?
Oh, no, I'm not annoyed with Fairweather fans. I'm totally happy that people are going to baseball games. That is great. I don't like going to crowded things. So just crowds of people are not my jam. So in that respect, I'm not super happy. But it is not because people are Fairweather fans.
So you bought all the Tuesdays in April?
I'm definitely going to go every Tuesday in April, yeah.
And those are the ones that they sell the tickets for $13.50.
That's my jam. I love that. I like it when no one is there and I can move around freely and no one talks to me unless I'm planning to see people. You have gotten a hold of a very socially inept hermit.
That's so funny because, you're very talkative on the podcast and you're super duper social online. Maybe that's making up for the lack of desire to be super social in person. I can be super social in person. If I'm not in the mood to be, it's I can do it, but it's uncomfortable. I talk all day at my job. I'm social all day at my job. So afterwards I want to not. Have you always been like that? Have you changed over time?
Yeah, I think when I got older, I stopped wanting to hang out with people.
Oh, this is so crazy because I'm the reverse. I was like the shy, kind of standoffish, angry young man in my 20s, and now I'm more outgoing and social than I've ever been in my entire life.
How do you feel about that?
It's very weird. It's very weird, especially because when, in comparison to my siblings, my sister's always been pretty even. She's as social as she's ever been. My brother used to be super social, and now he's less so. And so he's the reverse of me. I was less so, and now I'm more so.
That's pretty weird.
It is weird.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened.
I couldn't tell you either. I just decided I didn't want to go talk to people anymore.
which is fair.
Which is fine.
So you're never going to give an address in front of a huge number of people?
If I have to, I will. It's just not going to be my first first choice of activities, I guess.
All right. Well, I think we kind of covered the Indians too. Let's finish off with the summer concert series. I know you're looking for a big pop show that I'm going to, but I don't have one.
I'm very disappointed in you.
I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna work on it. I feel like I'm the only person in Cleveland who didn't go to see Eric Church.
I also didn't go to see Eric Church, which surprises no one.
So there are two of us.
Yeah, I did see a lot of Eric Church Instagram stories, so I assume that a lot of people went.
And I like Eric Church. I think he's good.
Yeah, it seemed good.
I'm also in the minority of people who did not go to see Maroon 5.
I didn't know there was a Maroon 5 concert.
I have lamer friends than you do.
Yeah, I don't know if you picked the right person for this summer concert series talk.
No, it's fine. The reason that I haven't really picked a big pop thing is like it feels like it's all old retreads and $300 tickets. Like U2 and Billy Joel. Are you going to make your way to Billy Joel at Progressive Field?
No, but I bet you my husband might try to. That seems like something up his alley, not mine.
When you want to talk about a crowded Progressive Field.
Yeah, that would be it. Are they going to do it where they have people on the lawn again, or is it just in seats?
Yeah, they're going to be on the field, and the stage is going to be in front of the big wall.
Oh, that'll be good. So it's going to be like that country concert?
I didn't go to that country concert, but maybe.
I think that was the last time they had anything there.
I like that you called it that country concert because like fill in the blank country.
No, it was
dude.
literally like country concert.
Oh,
when it had like a bunch of people. I did not go to this, but I know
thought
that's
maybe
what it
there
is.
was like one star, and you're just like, I don't know.
Generic country singer.
Well, I mean, there's legit country, and then there's that pop country stuff. Anything that fits in the same bill as Florida Georgia Line.
Ugh.
you just made one person at Waiting for Next Year very unhappy.
Which one?
I can't say.
Oh man, sorry, whoever it is. I hope it's not the boss.
No, it's fine.
Okay.
we all make fun of pop country too.
Okay, good.
So you're not going to see anything?
I, again, don't really like crowds. So this is not...
But you might get dragged to Billy Joel.
Maybe. I could see that happening. But I doubt it. I don't know.
And you don't like music enough to brave a crowd?
Like the last one I went to was Say Anything in May.
Where was that?
House of Blues in Cleveland.
That must have been a great one.
It was really fun. I really liked it. But also, it's not a crazy crowd. Like, it's a crowd, but it's not like Progressive Field crowd.
No, although that
like
must have been an interesting mix of like parents and tatted up people.
Yes, it was a very interesting, like, people who are my age and like are still in an emo stage. Like, they still kind of looked like they had MySpace profile pictures. And then like people who were my age and like have clearly like mellowed out of that stage, and then like much, much younger people.
When emo kids age.
Yeah, it was pretty much like, which path did you take? Like, I'm emo, but I'm gonna be a little more mainstream, or like, I still miss MySpace. You have to choose one. It's
kind of fun for me because like I never fit in because I never got tattoos. I never had piercings or anything. You've met me. I'm kind of straight,
you're straight-laced.
Generic looking.
Yes.
So
Not
I
in a bad way.
I never fit in with the scene kids.
You weren't a scenester?
No. Not at all.
I mean, you missed out. No, I don't think I was a scene kid either.
You don't think you were?
No.
You just
didn't have
music.
enough. Yeah, I didn't have enough eyeliner on.
All right,
there's a requirement for the amount of eyeliner you need to have.
So I'm looking at the calendar.
Mm-hmm.
I got to choose now. Do I go see Lady Gaga at the end of August, or do I see Bruno Mars in the middle of August? Because I think those are my two best bets.
Lady Gaga would be very entertaining, but I think Bruno Mars is, I don't know. That's up to you.
Yeah, I think Bruno Mars would be more fun.
Yeah.
And there would
Lady
definitely
Gaga
be more
is an
singing.
event. She sings. She sang at the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah,
and that guy who carried her would probably be there. Which was weird and awesome.
Well, either way, Bruno Mars or Lady Gaga, that will be an improvement over the Taylor Swift experience, I'm sure.
How could it not be?
You're not a Taylor Swift fan?
She's fine.
Yeah, she wasn't good.
I don't think you told me about your Taylor Swift concert experience. The last time I heard was the Katy Perry one.
Yeah, the Katy Perry one, like if we're ranking them, Katy Perry was so much better than Taylor Swift. It was ridiculous. Although Taylor Swift was like a year later, so she had improved technology. That was the first time I'd seen those bracelets that light up in unison like they used at the Cavs games.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. But the performance itself, like Katy Perry's show was straight up Vegas. It was amazing. All the stops, all the props, and the performance all together. And then Taylor Swift felt like kind of a cheaper version of that.
Did she sing live or was it lip synced?
She lip synced a lot because it was her first big pop album.
Who, you know how she had like different people on stage like every tour stop?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, she had like different, I'm going to put in quotes, like her girl squad, like different people would come out for different songs. So like, but it would be like really random. Like Joey from Friends was one of them once. And like Lena Dunham, just whoever she felt like. But I wondered if somebody came on stage for the Cleveland version.
I'm sure they did. And now I can't remember who came out. Let's see. Taylor Swift, Cleveland guest. It's never gonna come up. I have no idea. But like,
it must not have been anybody good.
Lena Dunham is fine, but who wants to see her on stage at a Taylor Swift show?
Nobody. But it was just like, it was just like a parade of quote, women supporting women, ? Like that was pretty much her thing. I don't know.
No, you're right. I'm looking at this. She had all kinds of guest stars all over the place, but I don't know. I don't know who she had in Cleveland.
Maybe she didn't have anybody in Cleveland because nobody wanted to come to Cleveland, which is rude of them.
How dare you? No.
I mean, I'm just suggesting that they didn't want to. I love Cleveland.
Of course you do. So did you buy yourself an Indians ticket package this year?
I am kind of sharing with my mom.
Okay.
Because she got one for Christmas, but I kind of fly by the seat of my pants, which I'm sure means I'm going to be out of luck a lot this year.
I don't know. There's still going to be plenty of opportunities, I think, because even with their like 30 or 40% increase in season ticket holders, except for the July 4th weekend, there are going to be some tickets available.
Yeah, I'm not too worried about it. I enjoy flying by the seat of my pants and going when I feel like going. My parents got, like I said, they got the 20 game package, and a lot of them they got like the weekend ones. So I think some of the Sundays I will go with my mom and take the baby so that he can, quote, run the bases, even though he will not be running.
Oh, that's hysterical. The running the bases thing on Sunday is so hysterical. I'm
sure by that time he'll be like waddling, so maybe he can waddle the bases, but he's not walking yet. So,
last but not least, is this the best? And I don't want to jinx anything, but is this the best like preseason feeling that we've had as Indians fans? Because I think it rivals anything that I remember from the 90s.
Yes, I think this is the best preseason feeling, which makes me nervous. Like, when you feel good about something and then you think, oh no, I feel good about this. That's not good. And then you feel bad about it again. These are feelings I have. I don't think those are reasonable feelings. But last year, because time hop, it said like, I just have a bad feeling about this year. And clearly that was wrong. So maybe I kind of wish I had a worse feeling about it.
Even after the Cavaliers championship, that kind of like misery setting in, it fits like a glove. Yeah.
Misery feels comfortable. So optimism feels like a warning sign. I think really that Cleveland broke me. I think I'm broken.
I think we're all broken because I was expecting the Cavaliers to like make me feel better forever. And in some ways they have, but in other ways they have not.
Because you're not healed?
It wasn't as much healing, like it wasn't as far reaching and widespread as I thought. I mean, and you're talking to a Browns first guy, so Let's be honest.
I forget that you're a Browns first guy, and I don't know how you get through every Sunday.
A lot of screaming and yelling, usually like having nothing to do with the game because I didn't have expectations for the game. But I've taken now to cursing the NFL. I went off on a one-sided rant against a friend of mine who's a Steelers fan, where I smashed them because Jimmy Haslam was a minority owner for the Steelers, and I said, "Look what you implanted in my city." And it's just, I'm totally irrational. It's mean, it's irrational, it's not healthy. So that's how I deal with the Browns.
That sounds like you've got a lot of good coping skills.
But, and I don't mean to make light, but at least I'm not cutting.
That's true, I guess. I don't know how to respond to that without making light of that. So, yeah, there are worse ways to deal with things.
Generically speaking.
There
are worse ways to deal with things. All right. Well, before I get either one of us in any actual trouble, I think this is a good place to stop it. Thank you so much for making time on our third anniversary.
Happy anniversary.
So weird.
Yeah. All right. Thanks. Thank you so much for having me.
All right. And thanks for listening, everybody. Until next time, it's been the waitingfornextyear.com podcast.